This is the second day of house being half off grid. Let's see here. Oh, we get some focus in. There we go. Charging the batteries at 100 amps. Batteries are sitting at 13.5. And that's because complete cloud. It snowed. There's about 2 inches on the panels, so the panels are making nothing. And I got a second power in. Initial charge doesn't work until initial charge, but I guess I got to turn that generator on to 15 amp power share. The batteries are taking too much current, and then when something big kicks on in the house, the voltage dips to a point where this says that's not good enough, and it turns to inverter mode. So now it's just switched back to generator mode. There we go. We're gonna keep it at this setting. Something starts in the house and kicks the generator out for a second, so we are getting a whopping half an amp from solar because the panels are covered, and I really don't feel like going up there right this second. I will be going up there later tonight, but alright, let's see these things. I have them charging on the generator right now so that later tonight I can use the power, so I can use less off my batteries, because I'm treating this like, well, I have to treat it like a real scenario because I have to use these batteries. When I got home today, we were sitting at 12.2 volts, which is often my voltage when I'm drawing power off my batteries. So yeah, it's a quick update, and I'll give you guys a couple more videos tonight. Now, because I got 2 power-its, I can connect them together. But I want to be careful when I do that, because these 2 have to be the same in voltage for this to work. So this one's more charged. I'm going to take the charger off, plug this in to see what the battery voltage is. Volts. Okay, now what's the next one? Oh, this one's backwards for some reason. Interesting. Alright then, that one is 2. Are you kidding me? They have such bad management at this place. These Anderson plugs are hooked up one way, so the positive's on the bottom, the negative's on the top. But these ones are facing this way. Now they're facing. So it's the side with the contactor. The side with the contactor is facing out, and on this one, the side with the contactor is facing in. So, that's hilarious. Okay, well, I gotta disconnect this and make it so I can use it. I swapped it around, now it should work. We're within 0.4 of a volt. So if I plug this in here, hold on. So the load side should always be on the side that has less voltage, which won't work for me unless I do this. There. This is almost like my adapter plug because I screwed it up. Okay. volts. Now I can plug it into this one. So we got 8 amps or 90 watts going from this battery into this battery. But I don't want to do that for very long, so I'm going to unplug it. I'm just showing what you can, the cable I made to link these two together. But now I have 140 amp hours of lithium ion batteries there, 2 500 watt pure sine wave inverters. I can hook them all up with this baby to have one big unit. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, I also uncovered the panels, making a whopping 4.5 amps, 4 amps. Woohoo! So I'm doing a lot today. Generator's still running. I'm trying to empty that tank of gas. What do we got here? 70 amps going into the batteries. Batteries are sitting at 13.5, 13.4-ish, something in between there. I'm trying to empty that whole tank of gas. I'm doing it every few days to try to run it for an hour or so. Got it powering, charging both powers. But what I'm doing, I gotta fix that DeWalt saw as well, but got this porta cable saw. It works pretty good when it had a brand new battery. And even then it was kind of underpowered. And I think it was because the batteries that came with this old porta cable set were pretty crappy. They're right here. Let's see here. Not a whole lot written on these things. Not really meant to be taken apart. So anyways, I'm putting 5,200 milliamp hours 4S into this thing. I already connected it and tried it, and it seemed like it had way more power than it ever did on these batteries. So we'll see. Alright. So I just shut my generator. Well, I'll shut the gas off in the generator. Batteries are falling. This is just excess charge. They're gonna drop quite a bit real quick because it took all the charge off from going in. We were draining the batteries by 11 amps. And now I'm just I shut the gas off so that it will take most of the gas out of the carb. I'm actually gonna unplug this so it doesn't wreck these. Oh, well, perfect timing. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna take these in and use the power I've gathered. So it is 7:40 at night. You're sitting at 12.18. Got man playing, laptops on. Got my two powers connected in parallel, so I get the full 140 amp hours. So we are sitting low. So this power right here has put over 10 amp hours to help this power it run its loads on the inverter. This is the new one that I just got. I have it, I'm testing out the inverter to make sure everything's good. We're sitting at 10.6 volts. And this is my little girl trying to get at my phone. Hello. Yes, it's a power it. Yes. Alright. She wants to see what's going on. And when this hits 12.2 volts, that's when the inverter shuts off. It's already saying it's at 20%. And this one's not even on because you don't need it to be on for the Anderson power poles to work. Alright. Here's the time. Everything's working great. I am more conscious with my power usage. Put these lights off because each one of those are 13 watts and each one of those are 13 watts. The fridge is running off solar. Toaster oven ran off solar. Coffee maker ran off solar. This plug I found out actually is off the grid, so that's good. At least she can use the toaster or the George Foreman if she has to. This is on the grid. This is on solar. And once these go dead, I'm going to bring these to work tomorrow and charge these off the power from work. I'm going to use this, the rest of that for tonight. And the baby's play area. Everything in here is running off solar. We're at 12.18 volts. And that's mostly because it's so cold outside on the batteries. I'm just updating you guys on my progress at the currently half off-grid house. Alright, we're sitting at 12.2 volts. Like I said, my battery bank likes to sit at this voltage for a very long time. I sit at 12.2 in the cold. Most of the life of the run of almost all my tests. In the summer it goes up by like 2 or 0.2 or 0.3 of a volt, 12.4, 12.5. Sitting at 830. Swapped over to the homemade LiPo Emma box because the two parrots are dead. The one I just got today, it was completely dead when I got it. Well, not completely. It was sitting at 10 volts, which is not completely dead for the individual cells, but this pack doesn't let you fully drain the batteries, so according to the front panel, the batteries are dead. And this one I totally discharged last night. So the only charge both of these got was off the generator today for about an hour, which lasted me till 8:30. So it's about 3.5 hours of runtime of computer monitor and Alienware laptop, which take a decent amount of power. Right now, just sitting there at idle off this one, it is taking 60 watts. So it's not a ton at idle, but this video that I'm editing here, as soon as I hit the edit button, that's going to jump by over 100 watts. So that'll go to about 160 watts or so. Really like these lights on these the parrots. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you have a dead battery. Hit the on button, and it's not even flashing yet. Well, it just shows empty. Usually there's a little battery with an exclamation point in the middle, but this one won't do anything. So I'll try the other one. This one, okay, so this one the inverter shuts off at 10.2 volts, and this one shuts off at 10.1 volts. So I like this one better. It lets the voltage of the batteries go down just a little bit more. I got an extra about 30 minutes of runtime on this one over this one. So that's something interesting. I wonder if you can adjust it on the board. I'm going to look for that next time I have this open. This one says 20%. I think that's because of how it reads the voltage, but still won't turn the inverter on or anything. Nothing works because it is too low. Now we'll go to my goodie drawer. We're going to look at the battery voltage. This is 12.1, or sorry, 10.1. This one, it should be close, and they are very close. And you know, that's because I had these jumpered together like this. And they're able to run dead together, which is nice. That'll make it so these relatively last the same amount of time in runtime and in life of the batteries. Instead of cycling one heavy and not using one so much, if I do this, I'm gonna cycle them the same. They'll get cycled less. Except for right now, they're both getting cycled fully, almost. But yeah, I recommend these even for $388. I think these are a great deal. Just don't do anything stupid like I did, like try and put more than 10 amps current through the charger here. You'll blow the fuse that's soldered onto the board. That sucks. Don't try pulling more than 500 watts on the outputs. It does have a good safety. I completely shorted these. I did not know what I was doing at the time, but I found out later on that it was a completely dead short, and I did that 5 times, and it finally blew up 2 MOSFETs on the output and 2 MOSFETs on the input. I was able to replace it on here, and I have it working again. But that's what I did. But all in all, for $388, that's an amazing deal for what you get with a pure sine wave inverter and a 70 amp hour lithium ion battery. And I think this is it for tonight. Right, see how late I stay up. If I stay up much later, I might do another update, but this is what I got going so far. Oh, actually I got one more thing. So, this is what I had as a balance board before. It was right here, which wasn't quite adequate for this battery box, that amount of batteries I have. So, this is a 16 amp EMS system. You can pull out of this 16 amps and it will manage your batteries, and you can charge up to 16 amps and it'll manage your batteries. Well, LiPos or lithium ions, when you're discharging them, I do not believe you need to manage them at all, so I bypass the discharge side. But the charge side, when you charge them, I charge through the boards because they balance as you charge them. And this one, like this is 110 amp hours if not more. This took forever. This took overnight plus some. So this was not good enough for me. So I since then upgraded. This one even has a temperature sensor, but I haven't been using it. And I put duct tape on one side just so it doesn't short on the ammo box. Now this is a 40 amp BMS system. It even has a little bit of aluminum, whatever you call it, for spreading heat. But this one works amazingly well. I charged into this thing at 20 amps and it didn't even get warm, so I'm very happy with that. It cuts my charging down by a lot. Right now I just have this cloth in here just to stop the LiPos from bouncing around if I move it around too much. And I don't have to worry about these catching fire because LiPos themselves are extremely flammable. So if that gets hot enough to light that on fire, I got a lot bigger issues, so don't worry about this. And so that's this. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.